Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to Astrology with Georgie. If you're new here, hi, I'm Georgie. I'm an astrologer in the UK and I use the tropical zodiac. I also tend to work with whole sign houses. Now, this video is going to be about the lunar nodes shifting signs. Before we get into it, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss any future content from me. If you do get some value from this, please give it a thumbs up. Apparently that helps. It helps push it out. This channel is we are very slowly growing. So thank you so much and welcome if you are new here. And if you want to drop a comment, then please let me know your experiences of kind of what's happened for you guys. So obviously in this video, I am going to talk about the lunar nodes shifting, kind of general collective themes, and then we'll run through the signs. But I want you to think about what has happened to you over the past 18 months in the Aries and Libra sections of your chart, because sometimes it actually takes for you to look back when it comes to the lunar nodes and think, okay, how have these areas of my life shifted? And it's a huge, where the lunar nodes are, it's a huge indication of where you're going to experience changes and shifts in your life. I love following the nodes. I find it so fascinating. So yeah, we're going to get into the video. Now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about kind of North Node in Pisces in general. So obviously the North Node has been in Aries for the past 18 months. The nodes change signs every 18 months. And when they change signs, this is when we start experiencing eclipses in this section of our chart. Now, eclipses are important new and full moons. The North Node is here at 29 degrees of Pisces. The South Node is at 29 degrees of Virgo. Now, I am using the mean node. Some astrologers use the true node. So I just want to explain the difference because I think it can be a bit confusing depending on which software you've got. With the mean node, which is what I'm using, it doesn't actually move into Pisces until the 29th of January. So I'm recording this ahead of when the mean node has moved. If you're using the true node, it will have moved on the 11th of January. Okay, so it depends what software you use as to whether it's shifted signs. It can be a bit confusing. The true node is basically, so the North and South node, they kind of wobble. So the mean node, which is what I'm using now, calculates an average, whereas the true node points towards the exact point that the North node is at any given time, the exact point. Obviously, it's completely up to you which one you use. There's not really a huge amount of difference in it, to be honest. But for the purpose of this video, I'm using the mean node, which is why it's set to the 29th of January, because that is when it is shifted into Pisces. So collectively, North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. So we'll focus on Pisces because the North Node is where we're being accelerated, where we're being propelled, where we can see changes. In Vedic astrology, it's the head of the dragon. Okay, so this is like just feeling like you need to do something. It's not even conscious. A lot of the time, it's just things happening to you, shifts, changes, transformations, upgrades. The North Node is propelling you towards your soul growth. It's propelling all of us collectively towards our soul's growth as it moves through the signs. So North Node in Pisces, so on a collective theme, I'm just going to talk about with this axis. So we have to think of the North Node and the South Node together, okay? It's like a balancing process. The North Node is what we're moving to, and it's kind of like kicking us up the bum, so to speak, and propelling us towards our destiny. The South Node is like kind of the more spiritual sense of the two. The North Node is slightly more physical, the South Node is more spiritual, and the South Node is kind of, well, what we're supposed to be letting go of, the lessons we're learning. So on a physical manifestation, where the South Node is moving can sometimes feel more challenging. However, it's not always the case. So they are both karmic points. So sometimes you will find that good stuff is still happening where the South Node is transiting. So I don't want you to think South Node is bad, North Node is good. It's a balancing, and we can still experience good events where the South Node is moving through. But you might find that where the South Node is transiting through in your chart, you are having to let go of something, or sometimes some challenges can come up. Okay, North Node tends to be just, you are just moving towards your destiny at 100 miles an hour. You don't always even think it through. Imagine like a dragon's head just like roaring towards something. You're being compelled to do something. You think you're making the choice, but actually you were never really making the choice, because everything involving the North Node is our destiny. I'm not going to go into the whole karmic point of it today, because we'll be here forever. But, you know, and if you don't believe in karma, you can just see this as what we're working towards and how we're leaving our comfort zone. You can kind of look at it like that if you're not into the whole karma stuff. Now, North Node in Pisces. So over the next 18 months, we are going to see more themes around health and healing. Okay. Virgo is our physical health. Pisces is our spiritual, emotional, mental health. So we're going to see themes around medicines, around healing, around holistic healing. This is spiritual healing. This is Reiki. This is acupuncture. This is meditation. This is sound baths. This is gong baths. This is, you know, people doing ayahuasca, you know, probably a real development around, you know, these kind of medicinal ceremonies where people are going into their past lives. You're going to see more of that, especially with Pluto in Aquarius. You are going to see, and you've got to think, Neptune and Jupiter are the co-rulers of this North Node. So over the next 18 months, we're going to need to be paying attention to what is so Neptune's going to dip into Aries. So I really feel like this can be a breakthrough, a cure for something, a cure or a really important breakthrough in medicine of some kind. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now, Pisces can also be the sign of pain and suffering. And so there is a slight concern about the health houses being activated and there being an element of pain and suffering. Now, I'm hoping it's going to be that we're healing, we're curing something, and it's not going to be another, you know, case of an epidemic for a virus. Yeah, that is a small possibility. I'm hoping it's going to be the former, where we're actually healing something. We're developing forward ways of, like I said, medicinal. You know, there's going to be more people doing mushrooms. I know that's becoming big anyway, but, you know, more people taking hallucinogenics and that kind of stuff. It's kind of the woo-woo energy healing kind of stuff. You're going to see more of that. You're going to see more acupuncture. Like I said, you're going to see more reflexology. Pisces rules the feet. Anything to do with feet can become a thing. Just, yeah, feet stuff. I know that sounds weird, but stuff to do with feet, stuff to do with oceans, lakes, rivers, dams. Interestingly, the stuff that's just gone on with the LA fires, and there being a lack of water, and all the, you know, the dams and the rivers, or not the rivers, the lakes, you know, the dams not being full. I find that kind of interesting. Obviously, the North Node hasn't moved in terms of the mean node, if we're thinking about that. But if you're using the true node, it has. And there's been a lot of charity. There's obviously people having to give to charity, people offering aid for the sick, for the unwell, for it's charitable. Pisces is like a let me help you energy. So we can see more themes of that, more themes of being empathetic, more themes of coming together and helping, having to help people. Again, you know, the negative manifestation of that could be like, you know, we could see more of these natural disasters, and everybody as the whole world is going to have to come together. It's possible. Positively, it's a sense of let's be more compassionate, let's be more, let's be kinder, let's think of everyone as equal, let's help each other. That is Pisces. Pisces also rules, or Neptune rules television, photography. So it could be that over the next 18 months, we're seeing some monumental and iconic films. Like I mentioned, anything to do with water, seas, you know, again, these will get activated during eclipses, during new moons, full moons. So, you know, it's a case of, unfortunately, seeing natural disasters involving, you know, floods and things at sea, boats, ships, that kind of stuff is probably going to come up over the next 18 months. Pisces rules dreams, so people being more interested in dream analysis. Maybe your dreams are getting stronger. An emphasis around sleep, healing sleep, focusing on sleep. Saturn has been here, so a lot of people have not been sleeping that well since Saturn has been here. There's going to be more of a focus on sleep. What else is Pisces? Pisces is obviously everything metaphysical. So if you have gifts, if you have spiritual gifts, tapping into those, being more interested in those, being called, you know, spiritual awakenings are going to be a huge thing. But generally, kind of a general overview, it's themes around health and healing. But generally, it's like a need, or we are being called to trust in the divine timing of things, and we are being asked to release the need to have everything under control. Virgo is controlling. It's I want to know exactly what's going on. It's micromanaging. It's everything needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be detailed and organized and written down and this, that, and the other. Pisces is the opposite. Pisces goes with the flow. Pisces follows their emotions. Pisces lives in their dream world. So there is a sense of living in a fantasy world and not really seeing the reality of things. But we're actually being encouraged to do that. We're being encouraged to see the bigger picture and to dream big and to imagine. We're being asked to actually not need to be critical, overly critical of ourselves, overly critical of others, anxiety, overthinking. We're being asked to let go of that. And so as you move through these 18 months, always ask yourself, what is the spiritual meaning of this? How can I release the need to have everything under control? How can I move away from being critical and move more towards the spiritual side of myself? Okay, so that is the general overview. I did run through that really quickly because I didn't want this video to be 2 hours long. My main aim for this is for you guys to understand how this is going to affect you personally. So those are the themes, watch out. And that's going to be things that you're hearing in the news, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to run through the signs now. Do listen for your sun, your moon, and your rising. Put them all together. Rising signs should be most accurate, but a lot of people find that their sun and their moon are also very accurate. Piece them all together. This is your chart. This is your life. You are always co-creating as well. Can I just remind you that astrology does not need to determine exactly every single aspect of your life. You are able to co-create alongside it. Although ironically, when the North and South Node are involved, we actually don't necessarily have control over those parts, because when we are experiencing them, they are things, like I said before, where you think you're in control, but actually you're not. You're just, this was always meant to be. So these are always points of fate, okay? If you want to think back to what's happened over the past 18 months, then listen to the sign above yours. So if I'm talking about Aries, if you listen to Pisces, it will explain what's happened over the past 18 months. I mean, it's going to be in different signs because obviously at the moment the North Node's been in Aries, South Node in Libra, but I'm going to be talking about the houses a lot. So if you want to think, okay, what have I been going through over the past 18 months? Listen to the sign before yours. So Taurus, listen to Aries. Gemini, listen to Taurus. So the sign before for your sun, moon and rising, but then also listen to your own sun, moon and rising for the next 18 months. Are we all here? Have I confused you all? Have I lost you all? Hopefully not. Okay, so Aries, sun, moon, and rising. You guys have got the North Node moving into Pisces into your 12th house of spirituality, mental health, letting go, and healing. And the South Node is moving into your 6th house of health. So for you guys, you have to look at it like an axis. Your health axis is being activated. This is changes. You are being encouraged towards developing your mental health, towards trusting in the divine. You guys are the ones, because you obviously have the exact the zodiacal order, so the things that I just mentioned are going to be quite relevant to you guys. You may feel called towards a new spiritual practice. You may feel called towards meditation. You may have a spiritual awakening. You may experience spiritual phenomenons. You are being called to heal something, to let something go. This is the house of health. So I would really advise you to look after your health, because the South Node coming into your 6th house, you can see some changes within your health. Now, on the one hand, this can be that you are deciding to release unhealthy habits. You are deciding to release the need to have everything under control in terms of your health, or being overly critical of your body, overly critical of your working environment, working too hard. You may experience changes in your daily work. So for some of you, you're going to change jobs because this is your daily work. Changes within your pets is also possible. But the most part is you're trying to balance this. So you are learning that your mental health affects your physical health. Your physical health affects your mental health. They are one. And you guys are being asked to focus more on spiritual healing in order to heal your body. How can you go to a spa? You might find yourself being called to go to a spa with the North Node in the 12th house, spending more time at the spa, spending more time in retreats. Themes around retreats, yoga retreats, meditation retreats, astrology retreats, whatever they are. The 12th house is things that go on behind closed doors. In the sign of Pisces, it's like, okay, how am I healing behind closed doors? How am I letting things go? How am I, how am I working on my mental health? This is the house of loss. So sometimes it can be that you do have to let something go emotionally. It could be a job because the South Node is moving into your 6th house. You're being asked to have faith, okay? You really are being asked to trust and to have faith, Aries. Everything is always working out as it should do. And with the South Node coming into your 6th, you know, whatever jobs are not aligned for you are going to fall away. If things are not aligned for you, when eclipses happen in these houses, they're going to change. Eclipses will change these houses for you. So what are your self-sabotaging behaviors? You're going to be changing these. You're going to be adjusting your habits behind the door, behind closed doors, behind the scenes. This is the house of hidden enemies. It's the house of secrets. It's everything that you can't see. It's your subconscious. So you're going to be having eclipses here. So things can be revealed. Things that you didn't know about can be revealed at some point over the next 18 months. That sounds a bit dramatic, but you know, things that you know, even if it's things that you didn't realize that were in your subconscious mind, you're healing your subconscious mind. Okay, you're being, like I said, you're being called to faith, and in the process, your jobs, your routines, your self-care will change. Now this is fated, so a fated job can come to you. Pets can changes with pets. You can get a pet. You can lose a pet. It is possible. So yeah, that is what I get for you, Aries. Now, please let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this transit. Are you excited? Be sure to listen for Aquarius for what you've been experiencing over the past 18 months, okay? Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys are having the North Node move into your 11th house of your groups, your networks, your friendships. South Node is moving into your 5th house of creativity, children, and your passions and hobbies, okay? This is activating the house of your goals, your business, your fun, your friendships, okay? So changes within those things. North Node in your 11th house, you are going to find your tribe. You may find that you become part of a group that is truly aligned and truly meant for you. And the friendships and the groups that you are part of now, if they're not aligned for you, they will fall away, especially with Saturn still here, okay? Saturn in your 11th has maybe been clearing up your friendships, or it's been providing you with information around, do I want to be friends with these people? You know, where, you know, or feeling alienated from your friendships, feeling like your friendships have come to like some sort of stagnation. Maybe you feel like a bit of an outsider for some of you. That's also possible. With the North Node here, you're going to find your tribe. People that you meet in the next 18 months are meant, you know, they're soulmates of some description. They're meant to be. This is the house of groups and communities. So this is any form of group, any form of community, whether it be, you know, a group that you do yoga with, a group that you go to the gym, a group that you go to the library, you know, any form of group. The North Node is going to be helping you become part of these groups and organizations, okay? The ones that are truly meant for you. You can see changes in your friends' lives. Huge changes could come in your friends' lives as well. Maybe your friend, you know, there could be an element of heat. These groups that you're a part of, they could be spiritual. They could provide some sort of healing, or there's some healing going on, okay? Now, if you know, what are you working on? What are you creating? Things that you're creating that aren't aligned with you are going to fall away. Now, this is also the house of your romantic partnerships. This is your love life. So you could meet somebody that you've maybe met before, South Node, somebody, you could meet a soulmate here. You could meet a soulmate here. You could also break up with somebody. If they're not aligned with you, you could break up with somebody, you're letting go. Now, this is the house of children. So you could get pregnant. You could experience uncomfortable shifts around pregnancy is possible. Now, you are being, whatever stresses you're going through, so if you're going through something stressful with your children, or with the things that you're creating, your business, you've got to lean into the groups and into the friendships that you're a part of, because they are supporting you. So it's about the balancing, okay? But with the South Node coming in, it's like, how can you release, you know, again, remember, it's working on your health. So health could be part of what is it that you're creating? How are you tapping into your intuition? If you run your own business, you know, changes here. Releasing things that aren't actually working in order to start creating things that are working. again, obviously you can apply that to your relationships, but you can also apply that to your hobbies. What is it that you do for fun? There could be some changes here. What are you doing for fun? What are you how do you let your hair down? How do you express yourself? This is the house of self-expression. So any way that you express yourself that isn't aligned is going to fall away. You're being called to kind of move more towards expressing yourself in terms of the group and the collective. Letting selfish ways go can also be part of this. If you find yourself being overly critical, like I said, move towards the groups that you are a part of. But generally, this is changes within your creations, topics to do with children, and your friendships and your groups. So good luck, Taurus. I hope it's a lovely transit for you. If you want to know what you've been going through over the past 18 months, then read the sign above you. So read for Aries. I just remembered I told Aries, Aquarius, but I meant Pisces. Read the sign above you. So read for Aries, and that's what you guys have been experiencing for the past 18 months. So I hope it goes well, and I will see you in the next one. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys are experiencing the North Node moving into your 10th house of career. The South Node is moving into your 4th house of home and family. So you are being propelled, catapulted. This is a big one for you guys. It's squaring you, and this is an angular house. Okay, so you feel these more strongly because they're not in the most comfortable aspect to you. This is huge transformations within your career. This is promotions. This is career changes. This is leaving a job that you've been at for years to do something completely different. Now, it is in Pisces, so it is a sense of maybe feeling vulnerable and feeling sensitive about any career changes you're making, but you are being asked to make those shifts. What are you working on? What are your goals? Changes, transformations within your goals, changes within your career. Your reputation could change. Your legacy could change. Your public reputation could change. So this involves, marriage, divorce, how you are seen. Becoming a parent is also possible. Changes with your parents, having to deal with stuff to do with your parents and your family, because the South Node is moving into your 4th house. So you can experience changes within the home. You're trying to balance here. So there could be a sense of a better work-life balance, maybe working from home more, maybe being at home more in order to move towards your ideal career. You are releasing you are releasing this perfectionism around your home environment or criticalness you're releasing your inner critic, and you're moving more towards, what do I want to create based on my intuition? How can I help others? How can I be of service to others? And let go of needing everything to be perfect. You can experience some changes within the home. So for some of you, it could be like moving, having to sell your house. South Node in the 4th, there can be some shifts. These changes can come in your family members' lives if it's not necessarily in your life. But mostly you're being pushed towards this area. So this is the area that you're going to see the biggest amount of change. Like I said, changes in your public reputation, maybe becoming seen, maybe becoming more seen for what you're doing, maybe becoming more seen as more of a spiritual person, more of a somebody that is of service to others more. So if whatever you've been working towards, Gemini, this North Node here is going to start activating that. I know you've had Saturn in your 10th, so perhaps you could have felt things have been going a bit slowly, but with the North Node moving in, you're going to start to see those shifts. Okay. Now, yeah, I think that's the main things I want to say about those. So good luck. Let me know what your thoughts on this transit are. Now, if you listen for Taurus to see what has been going on for you guys over the past 18 months, and I will see you in the next one. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys are experiencing changes in your information houses. Your information houses are being activated. North Node is moving into a 9th house. This is all about learning, growing, developing your mind, traveling. This is the house of the law. This is the house of publishing and broadcasting. So these are the houses of like television, information, learning. So for some of you, it could be that you want to go back to school, you want to study something, you want to take a course, you feel compelled to broaden your mind. You could be reading more. You could be, the South Node moving into your 3rd house is like, what information am I taking on that actually no longer serves me? You could be thinking critically. So when you find yourself thinking more critically, move into this Pisces on the ninth house of, okay, what are my beliefs though? How can I think in a more spiritual way? The ninth house is your beliefs. So your beliefs may be changing, your spiritual beliefs. You may be having, you know, like an epiphany. You could meet a really important teacher, a really important guru, somebody that's really going to help you understand what's going on and release any anxiety that you've got around around the neighborhood and the network and the information you're learning at the moment, potentially about your health. You can meet somebody that's going to help you understand more, because we have to remember this is in the sign of Pisces and Virgo. So health issues, not health issues, health topics are relevant. So it could be that you're learning more about your health. You're learning more about how to heal yourself holistically, and using less medicine, you know, using more natural supplements and coming away from supplements the medicines they give you at the doctors, that kind of stuff. Your beliefs are shifting. For some of you, it could be that you're joining a church, you're joining a spiritual church, you are having a spiritual awakening. The ninth house is astrology, so you could be really developing, really learning more about astrology. Travel, any travel that you go on over the next 18 months is karmic. It's destined. You are meant to go here. Healing place, you could travel to places that are going to heal you. South Node in the third, this is also the house of short trips, so you could be going on a lot of short trips. Like I said, learning something, teaching something. You could feel more inclined towards reading. This is also the house of like your car. So with the South Node moving in, this could be a transit where you might have to change your car. That is also possible. This is also a house of siblings. So things could happen with your siblings or your relatives. Something could be happening in their lives, some transformations. Sometimes the South Node can feel uncomfortable. So I'm not saying it either way, but it could be some uncomfortable changes within your siblings or your relatives' lives, or just themes, having to, seeing or contacting or speaking to your siblings more, having to deal with something more is possible. If you find yourself being overly critical, like I said, you've got to expand your mind. You've got to see the bigger picture. This is the lens into the world. So you're really seeing the bigger picture here and coming away from focusing too much on the details about things, because you're being called to have faith and have belief over the next 18 months. But for a lot of you, it's going to look like studying something. And hopefully you have some really beautiful experiences when you're traveling as well. So good luck with that, Cancer, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, if you want to know what's happened over the previous 18 months, listen for Geminis, because what I've just explained for Gemini will be relative to what has happened to you over the past 18 months. I hope that makes sense. See you in the next one, guys. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. You guys are having the North Node move into your 8th house of transformation. South Node is moving into your 2nd house. So these houses are your financial houses. These are also the houses of your self-worth and your own psychological, your psychology. So North Node moving into the 8th, you could be called towards sharing your finances, themes around your financial situation. So this is loans, this is inheritance, this is taxes, this is debts. This is being called towards passive income as well. So maybe like thinking more about how you can earn passively and releasing the need to have to be the one in control of your finances the whole time, and instead of you having to constantly be working, maybe you're leaning more towards, okay, how can I earn more passively? So it's more balance between your money and other people's money. This is also shared resources. So this is the house of, your partner's money if you have a partner. Investing. Some of you might want to invest under this transit. This is the house of mortgages, of, big loans. So that can also come up under this. South Node moving into the 2nd house, though, you can see some slight challenges with your finances, or just things that you didn't see coming when we have eclipses here. But you're releasing the need to have everything, like I said, you're releasing the control, and you're moving more towards, okay, I trust, I believe, I have faith that everything is always working out for me. Now, when it's not financial, this is your values, your self-worth shifts around what your own self-worth shifts around what's important to you, your values, what Releasing what's no longer important, what's important to me and what isn't. You're releasing things that just aren't important anymore. You're moving more towards actually what is the meaning of life. This is the house where we go deep. This is really thinking deep, going deep. What's actually important? With Pisces on this house, you could go even deeper. This is the natural house of Scorpio, right? So it's transformations. You could be going through your own transformation. This is the house of conception. This is the house of intimacy with a partner, intimate connections with a partner, topics around conception, topics around intimacy, topics around sex can come up. This is the house, yeah, like transformation. What's been going on in your life, Leo? Because this is, you know, North Node moving through the eighth. I wouldn't say it's the easiest, because the eighth house is the house of death. Now, it's not always physical death, although it can be, and I don't mean you're going to die, but you can just be involved in the topics of death. Now, for some of you, it's going to look like going to a clairvoyant, you know, finding yourself being called to tarot, doing tarot readings, doing astrology readings, just being really, really called to anything metaphysical, especially in the sign of Pisces. But you're just being called to go deeper. For others, it could be that you lose a loved one, and I don't want to say that, but it's possible, and that's not going to be everyone at all, because it really will depend on the other aspects in your chart. It's just possible with the North Node here, or the South Node either, because there's going to be changes in that section of your life. Now, it's also, you know, you going through something, you transforming, you going through your own metamorphosis. You're learning to transform, you're learning to trust, you're learning to have faith. Therapy. So some of you might see a therapist, delve into your own psychology, be really more interested in your own psychology and why you do the things that you do, and just really diving deeper into who am I as a person? Why do I think this way? Why do I do this? You could just feel called to understand yourself on a very intimate level, as well as intimacy with a partner coming up. Okay. So let me know your thoughts about this, Leo. Now, if you want to know what's been going on for the previous 18 months, listen to Cancer's reading that I just did, okay, because that will tell you a bit more. And I wish you all the best for this transit, and I will see you in the next one. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so Virgo, you guys have got the North Node moving into your 7th house. Now, Virgos, this is monumental for you, because obviously the South Node is moving into your 1st house. So you and Pisces are the main characters of this. Now, yes, it's the South Node, but both of these, this whole axis is highlighted. So it's you and other people, your health, other people's transformations. You're being called to focus on partners. You're being asked to release your criticalness, release your micromanage tendencies, which we all know you have. You're being asked to release the need to be in control, because you have to trust. But there's themes around your body, your health, your life direction, and the direction of your life with your partner, transformations for your partner. This is a time, if you're single, you could definitely meet your soulmate. You can meet the love of the life. You could meet your love of your life. You could meet your twin flame, 100%. You could get married. A lot of you are going to be getting married, because Saturn's here too. Saturn is the planet of commitment. I'm really excited for you guys, actually. You could get married, you could get engaged, you could move in with a partner. You know, you're taking that next step. Yes, if your relationship is unhealthy, but then because Saturn's here, then we could see breakups. We could see breakups here, because it's activating you and your partner. So if your relationship is unhealthy, that's also possible, but it can go either way. You know, you can flourish within relationships. I feel like you and your partner are going to go through some sort of transformation together. Maybe you are focusing on health and healing together. That's going to be a big theme. You know, a lot of Virgos, not all of them, but a lot of them are very health conscious. But you're being called towards more holistic stuff. You know, how can I trust? How can I take natural supplements rather than the things that the doctors are giving me? You know, it's that case of Pisces, and it's healing, and it's Reiki, it's acupuncture, it's reflexology. How can I go through all these holistic versions of health rather than just taking an aspirin? You know, it's that kind of vibe. This is also the house of your business partnership. So you could meet a business partner that was destined, and you guys are going to go into business together. This is also the house of any significant one-on-one relationships. So building a significant one-on-one relationship with someone, letting go of any relationships that no longer serve you, that no longer align with your health goals, that no longer align with your values, you could let go. Because when your first and your seventh house gets activated, it's very much you're focusing on yourself. South node in the first house is you're being asked to let go of karmic patterns of behavior that are no longer serving you. But it's also directly involving the other person. So again, that's why it can come up in your relationships, because you're being asked to do the work. You're being asked to be better. And hopefully if you're working together with your partner, then you can have a relationship upgrade. But the ones that aren't able to work together, this is when eclipses are like, no, this person is not for you. So if you suspect that someone is not right for you, then I don't like to say it, but you could see breakups during this. And it could be that you break up with someone and then you meet the love of your life. Also possible. You're not going to be on your own. So yeah, I hope that came across in a more positive light. But yeah, focus on relationships and transformations with a significant other person. Okay. So I hope the transit goes well for you, Virgo, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, forgot to say, if you want to know what's been going on for you for the past 18 months, then you need to listen to the description I just did for Leo. Okay. Okay, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. You've got the North Node moving into your 6th house of your health. South Node moving into your 12th house. Right, you guys need to focus on your health. You are being asked to focus on your health. South Node in the 12th. You are being asked to release unhealthy habits, self-sabotaging behaviors. This is the health axis, and you're being called towards more holistic healing. So, reflexology, acupuncture, meditation, Reiki, natural forms of healing in order to heal you physically are going to be encouraged. But generally, you're being called towards, what are my habits? What are my routines? What's good for me? What's not? You can have 18 months of eclipses in these houses. So if you're not looking after your health, then it will shock you. Something might happen. South Node in the 12th house, you can end up in hospital, in confined spaces. This is the house of seclusion, prison. So you could find yourself visiting someone in prison. Visiting someone in a hospital is also possible. But really, this is about you. What are my routines? What are my habits? What's good for me? How can I have faith? And how can I release the need to have everything under control? How can I release my anxious mindset and focus on peace, Pisces? Obviously, also the hospital thing, guys, that's only going to be relevant if you have other stuff going on in your chart. That's not going to be everyone. I don't want to scare anyone. But your health is going to be relevant, so you really need to look after it. This is also the house of your pets. So this is a great time where if you could feel like you want to save a pet. Pisces is like the savior. So it could be that you see like a little kitten, you're like, oh, I want to look after it. You want to rescue a dog. This is any animal that you rescue during this time, or even an animal that you just get during this time. It's destined. They were meant to be with you. Maybe they were meant to teach you something. Maybe they're meant to help you heal. Beautiful. This is the house of work. So changes in your working environment. Any jobs that are not aligned with you are going to fall away. This is that people that you work with, people that you work with. So changes in the people that, again, it's changing office, it's changing jobs, meeting people. It could be that somebody new comes into the office and you feel like you've known them because the North Node and the South Node, this is people that you've met before in a previous life. Can feel uncomfortable with the North Node here. Changes are always uncomfortable, and it's kind of like impulsive, but it's meant to be. So changes in your job, changes in your health, focus on your health, routines, self-care and healing. So again, even though it's a South Node moving through your 12th, you could find that you want to retreat, you want to go to the spa, you want to heal your body. You are being asked to let something go. This is the house of letting go. What is no longer serving me? If you find yourself feeling anxious, self-sabotaging behind closed doors, move towards being upset. How can I help other people? If this is also the house of hidden enemies. So secrets, things to do with secrets and hidden enemies from things behind the scenes can come to the light. But you are being encouraged to help others, work with others in order to kind of balance this out. So yeah, that kind of stuff. So let me know in the comments, Libra, what are your thoughts on this transit. If you want to know what's been going on for the past 18 months, listen to the Virgo description that I just gave, okay? And I will see you in the next one. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. So you guys, this is quite a fun one for you guys, really, because the North Node is going into your 5th house. It's trining you. The 5th house is our joy, our creativity, our passions. It is our children, and it is our romance. So you guys could meet a romantic partner that was destined. You could meet a soulmate, a twin flame, very much possible with the North Node in your 5th. But also the same as what I can't remember which other sign I just mentioned, but it's also a time where if you are in a relationship, because there's going to be eclipses in this sign, if you're seeing someone, if you're in a relationship, and then it's not right for you, then they're going to be gone, because eclipses do not mess around. The North and South Node do not mess around. They are our destiny. So you're being pushed towards your destiny. So sometimes it can clear out lovers that aren't right for you in order to bring in ones that are. Now, the North Node is your business, your passions. What are you working on? What are you creating? What hobbies have you got? You may find yourself being called towards new hobbies, new passions, new forms of creativity. Pisces on the South Node, you may really enjoy music. You might like to express yourself in music. However you like to express yourself, you may find yourself wanting to take up new things for fun, for joy, new passions, potentially creative. This is also the houses of health, let's not forget. So it could be that the things that you do for fun, you're being asked to think about whether they are healthy for you. Are they helping you heal, or are they not good for you? Now, the South Node moving into your 11th house also sees changes in your friendships and the groups that you're a part of. So if you think that the groups that you are hanging around with are not good for you, it could be that you are saying goodbye to friendships, you're saying goodbye to groups, because you are focusing on your healing. If you find yourself being too critical of your friendships and your groups, then how about try focusing on yourself and doing something on your own rather than having to be a part of a group. If you're part of a group or an organization, you may find that actually you think it's no longer aligned for you and you decide you want to quit. You could also find that you are joining new groups, because this is the whole axis is being highlighted. So you are joining groups in order to work on your health, perhaps. Or you're being involved, any groups that you're in part of, you are kind of being questioned, like, is this right for me? This is also the house of your goals. So you could have a readjustment around what you're working towards. Changes within your goals. My goals are changing because now I'm working on this. If you work on social media, changes within that. This is karmic. So things that aren't meant for you will leave, but the South Node is still a karmic point, so you can still see benefits of the South Node. You could feel part of a familiar group if you're working online. Yeah, change within that, upgrades and kind of maybe being seen more, being in the limelight more. With the North Node in the 5th house, you're being called towards your own creativity. So for some of you, it could be that you work on social media. It's possible, but mainly you are being propelled more towards developing this section of your chart. So new relationships, new creativity, pregnancies, by the way. If you're trying for a baby, you can get pregnant during this transit. If you're not trying for a baby, then use protection, because anything destined for you in terms of children is happening now. You can also see changes in your children's lives under this, okay? So yeah, changes in your children's lives is also possible. So let me know, Scorpio, in the comments what are your thoughts on this transit? Are you excited for it? If you want to know what's been going on for the past 18 months, then you need to listen to what I just explained for Libra, okay? I'll see you in the next one. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys are having the North Node move into your 4th house. So this can be a little bit more tricky, because these are your angular houses that are being activated. South Node in the 10th, North Node in the 4th, and it's squaring you. So they can feel a bit more challenging. Now, you are being asked, Sagittarius, to really, really tap into your inner peace. What makes you happy on a real deep level? You're coming away from having to be recognized. You're coming away from having to be perfect. You're coming away from this perfect reputation because you are learning to develop your inner peace. Not everything not everything has to be, you know, looking good on the outside. Even though you may think it does, you may be critical of your own reputation. Virgo on the 10th house. But you're being asked towards what actually makes me happy inwardly. Now, the North Node in the 4th, you'll see changes in your family, your home, your living situation. So this can be changes in your family members. They could be going through their own transformation, their own healing. You can see changes in your home. You can definitely move house under this transit. Or if you're not moving, it could be renovations, just changes, extensions, that kind of thing. Anything involving your home shifts. There's shifts and changes because you're going to be having eclipses here and here. There's also changes within your career, changes within your reputation. So this can look like divorce. It can look like marriage. It can look like parenthood. You know, any way that you are recognized by the public, you can see karmic changes here with the South Node coming in. South Node can be a bit more challenging because it's something that we're being asked to release and you're being asked to focus on the 4th house. But we can still see like upgrades here. So it could be that you get it, you know, your career changes, there's some shifts within your career because you're getting rid of things that no longer are aligned with you. But your main focus is, you know, where do I live? What makes me happy? What are my inner emotional needs? How do I nurture myself? How do I heal myself? Focus on like memories and ancestry. You could feel called towards your ancestry, diving into ancestry. This is one of the houses of letting go. So you're being encouraged to actually let past memories go, let things go that aren't serving you any longer. Whether that be a home, whether that be a family member, it's possible. What else can I say about that house? Yeah, I think that it's mainly, you know, it's mainly your home, your 4 walls you live in, changes, developing, and like I said, developing inner peace. And because Pisces is like spiritual side, so maybe, you know, really developing your inner spirituality. You're feeling called towards just going in. South Node in the 10th house is like, I don't need to be in the public eye. I don't need to have, you know, everything in perfect working order. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need people to see that I have the perfect home, the perfect relationship, the perfect family, because actually that's not important. And what's important is my inner peace. That's North Node in the 4th house. You're going to be encouraged towards that. If you're older, you could be retiring. Oh, don't want Spotify on. Sorry about that. If you're old, you could be retiring, and that could be the change within the home, spending more time at home, working from home. Change, you know, maybe some of you are just changing jobs because you want to work from home more. That is really also possible. But yeah, let me know how it goes, Sag. What are your thoughts on this? If you want to know what's been going on for you for the past 18 months, you need to listen to the Scorpio description that I just gave, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys are experiencing the North Node in your 3rd house, South Node in your 9th house. So this is activating your information houses, your houses of trips and information and connection. So the 3rd house is such a busy house. It's the house where we're taking on information, we're reading, we're writing, we're learning, we're doing trips here, there, and everywhere. So for some people, this is like, you know, if you've got like a doctor's appointment and you've got to go to the hospital, and then you've got to ring the doctor, and then you've got to find out your results, and then you know, that all comes under the 3rd house because it's connection, communication, and it's involving your neighborhood. So you can just see more themes around speaking, phones, laptops, texting, reading, or you're feeling called towards taking on new information. Maybe you're learning something, maybe you're studying something, because the South Node is activating your 9th house of study. Maybe you're wanting to teach something. Maybe you are connecting more with your siblings and relatives. You could be seeing transformations in the lives of your siblings and relatives. Maybe somebody is having to heal something, or they are going through some sort of pain and suffering, is possible because it's Pisces, or they could just be healing something. We've got to remember that these are the health houses. Now, maybe you are being encouraged to speak more empathetically, to develop your mind more spiritually. Capricorn, you guys can be really, really, what's the word? Non-believing. Now, if you're listening to this, obviously you are a believer, so it doesn't really apply to you guys, but I know a lot of Capricorns that are like, oh, I don't really believe in that. because it's more pessimistic. So maybe you're being called towards developing your mind in a more spiritual sense. You could find yourself more interested in spiritual topics, spiritual books, books to do with healing, books to do with health, learning about healing, all that kind of stuff could be activated. You could find yourself, just like I said, just traveling around more. So this is like, I've got to do the school run. Now I've got to drive to the gym. Now I've got to go home. Like, just lots of busyness in the travel section. I'm getting on the train. Now I'm getting on the bus. You could get a new car. Yeah, you could upgrade your transport, is also possible. What else is the third house? It's a lot of it's how you think, but yes, it is connection. And this is also, one of your social houses. So who are you speaking to? The 11th house is your friends, but the third house can also be your friends. It's like who you're communicating with. So it's one of the social houses. So changes within your friends' lives, the people that anyone that you're speaking to or connecting to in any way, whether it be on medium, whether it's just people within your family or people that you know, changes, upgrades. Yeah, just learning, teaching, speaking, communicating. I mean, I think I've pretty much said it all, but the South Node in your ninth house is also activating this. So you could travel somewhere really important. You could decide that you want to go back to school, or maybe you're finishing up. Maybe you're letting go around learning that you've been doing. Focusing on studying is also possible, but with the South Node here, it can be a little bit more challenging. So it could be that you are, having to not you can't do the degree that you wanted to do because it actually wasn't really aligned with you, but it's also possible that you can get to do the doctorate or the masters, whatever you're applying for is possible, because both of the houses are being activated, but you're being asked to be less critical of what you're studying, less critical of the places you're traveling to, less critical of your own beliefs. Or if you find yourself thinking too much and focusing too much on the details around what do I believe in, what am I studying, you've got to move in towards, right, I need to just focus a bit more on the details. So if you're having challenges in something that you're studying, something that you're learning, you've got to focus a little bit more on the details of things, and you can find that you can make connections and you can build those important connections where needed. This is also the house of the neighborhood. So your neighborhood could change, or you could find that you are involved in local communities. So the PTA, the local library group, the local whatever it is, the local WhatsApp group, you're getting more involved in those, is also possible under this transit. Some sort of local group you could be called towards. And actually, maybe the local group is involving healing. You're joining a local spa, something like that. Is possible. So let me know, Capricorns, how this transit goes for you over the next 18 months. You're probably not really going to know it, obviously, until after the 18 months. But let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you excited about coming up? If you want to know what's been going on over the previous 18 months, then listen to the reading I just did for Sagittarius, okay? And I will see you in the next one. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. You guys have got the North Node moving into your second house. This is your financial house. This is activating your house of finances, but this is also the house of therapy, self-worth. Very different topics. Okay, so the North Node in your second house, you are maybe learning a new talent, you are learning a new skill, you are learning a new way to make money. This is changes in your financial situation. You're being called towards making your own money. So if you have been relying on a partner for money, you're being called to make your own. You're really focusing on your own development. You're developing your skills, you're developing your crafts in order to make more money. You are maybe you're paying off debts, paying off taxes. South Node in the 8th house, you can experience some sort of this is the house of mortgages and loans and taxes. So you're having to clear something up, you're having to let stuff go. You're being asked to be less critical of other people's finances and focus more towards what it is that you can provide, what is it that you can create, what gifts can you provide. Be less critical of others. This is the house of intimacy. This is really going deeper. So you could find, I don't want to say challenges, but themes around intimacy with a partner could come up. You've got to focus on your self-worth and you've got to balance this out. This is the house of transformation. South Node can be a bit challenging. This is the house of death, house of transformation. You could be going through your own kind of transformation around something that could look different for everyone. You know, what is it? This is the house of conception. What is it that you're trying to let go of? What are you trying to heal? Any patterns in your psychological behavior that aren't serving you, you've got to release with the South Node here, because you've got to move towards, I am worthy, I am valuable, I can bring this to the table, and you're focusing more on that. You're releasing the desire to rely on other people, and you're focusing more on what it is that you can bring to the table. Okay, so yes, you can see changes in your your skill set, your finances, just making more money. The North Node is propelling us, so it's not bad, but it can feel a bit kind of a bit out of control at times. So it could be like, right, I'm going to do this, and you don't really have a plan, and you just find yourself doing it, because that's what the North Node does. It propels us towards our destiny, whether we're ready for it or not. So yeah, themes around your finances. For some of you, it could be that you're moving and you're having to get a mortgage. You know, that big themes like that could come with eclipses in these houses, or paying off a huge loan, having to get a huge loan, coming into some inheritance is also possible. If you feel, like I said, Virgo and the South Node is about releasing the need to be in control. Secrets can come up because it's the 8th house. Your deep secrets could come up, but you could feel anxious about this. So like I said, you are then being called to trust in the divine, that there is a bigger plan for you, because that is the energy of Pisces. Okay, so you have to trust. You have to learn to trust, which is not so easy when the South Node is moving through the 8th house, but you are being called to trust. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, Aquarius. What are you looking forward to about this transit? Some of you can make big money, so I think get excited for that. Big money could be coming to you. You could really also manifest your money goals. Pisces is spirituality. You can manifest your goals. Great, you need to be doing like money manifesting rituals, because the energy is here for you. You're going to be catapulted towards your destiny. If you're destined for a lot of money, it will come to you. Okay. If you want to know what's been going on for the previous 18 months, then you guys need to listen to the Capricorn reading that I just did. Okay. And I will see you guys in the next one. Pisces. Wow, guys, it's all about you. It's all about you. I've left you till last, but you are the last sign of the zodiac. But the North Node moving into your sign. Wow. You guys are going to be in your villain era. This is a time where you are just, whether you realize it or not, you are being pushed. It's like someone kicking you up the bum. You're being forced towards your own life direction. Now, both of these houses are being activated. Okay, so this is your first house and it's your 7th house, but the North Node in your first is like, I am following my heart, I am following my dreams, I'm changing my job, I'm leaving my relationship, I am doing what is best for me because I deserve it. That is North Node in your first house. That's just what happens. You just feel compelled towards going after what you want. Your whole life direction can change with this. It really, really can. Now, yes, you can meet a soulmate with South Node in the 7th house. Relationships that aren't aligned with you will fall away. Themes to do with relationships, karmic themes can come up. So yes, you can still get married with this. You can still get engaged. The South Node is still karmic, but if it's not meant for you, it's going to go, because you're going to be having eclipses in these signs. You're releasing criticalness around your relationships. You're releasing the need to control your partner. You're releasing the need to have a perfect partner, because you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on your health. You're focusing on your healing. What they're doing, it's like, I don't care anymore. Not that I don't care anymore, but it is a bit like that, where it's like, you do you because I'm doing me. That's kind of the vibe. Health could be activated. Maybe you and your partner are going on a health journey together. Maybe you're just going on your own health journey. Maybe you're having a spiritual awakening. Maybe you are doing self-development. You are doing healing. You guys have had Saturn in your first, Neptune in the first. You've had a lot going on. Saturn in your first has been asking you to do your own personal development. There could be some challenges. You have been asked at some point during this transit. It's like, okay, you need to take responsibility for your own life. You need to be responsible. How can you listen to your intuition? How can you, your beliefs about something, Pisces, could have had a bit of a reality check with Saturn here. But the North Node's coming in, and it's like, now you know where you're going, and everything is happening as it's meant to, and you are just it might not feel like you're moving forward, but you are moving forward. Okay. And after this 18 months is up, your life's going to be unrecognizable. There's going to be huge changes. So it's exciting, right? It's exciting. Now, South Node in the seventh house, South Node is a bit more challenging, but we can also see benefits. Like I said, you can still meet a soulmate with South Node moving through the seventh house if you're single and that's what you want, or business partners. Changes within your significant one-on-one relationships are possible. So that could be anyone. It could be a family member, a best friend. Changes within those relationships are possible. Like I said, what is not meant for you will fall away during the eclipses, because the people truly meant for you are coming in. And as you are improving yourself, you're attracting people that are better for you. If you're in a healthy relationship, then please don't worry about this. It could just be, you and your partner are going through something together, or if you're watching this and your partner's a Pisces, then they are going to be going through their own transformation. But it could just be that they're upgrading their job, they're getting healthier, they're having a spiritual awakening. It can be that kind of change. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're just going to boot you out. So please don't worry. But there's just going to be this emphasis on Pisces healing, Pisces just really, really going towards their destiny, and it's going to be beautiful. So Pisces, let me know your thoughts on this transit. Are you excited? What are you looking forward to? If you want to know what's been going on for the previous 18 months, you need to listen to Aquarius, what the reading I just did for Aquarius. Okay. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you got some value from this, please give it a thumbs up. If you think anyone else could benefit from this video, please share it. I also do personal readings. I forgot to mention, I do personal readings. If you would like your own personal chart read, take a look at the information on my page, drop me an email, and I will get back to you. And I hope you got some value from this. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for being here. Bye.